Hey guys, I just want to do a video here for week 3. So I'm going to overview what we are going to be doing this week. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making something called a name card. Now, this is one spot in this class where we'll be a little bit different than my in-person class. My in-person class, they are making physical portfolios to put their work in. Since you guys are online, we won't making a portfolio doesn't make as much sense. But what we're going to be doing instead is we're going to make something called a name card. And this name card is going to be really important. It's not only something that you're doing to get a grade for the project, but it's actually something you're going to need to use throughout the rest of the semester. So it's really important you do this project. So essentially, this name card is going to be something that you can use as a timestamp. And so in here under number 2, you're going to see that there's a video on how to turn in work. So as a digital class or an online class, um, I have to provide a way for you to turn in your artwork remotely. And so typically what you would do is you're going to take a photo of your artwork and you are going to turn it in into the assignment area. However, I need to make sure that the artwork is your own. And so the way that you normally would do that is you'd include something called a timestamp. And in this video, I recorded this video before I came up with this assignment, so it's just going to refer to a timestamp as just writing your name on a little piece of paper and putting the date on it. Well, that's going to change, but essentially, when in this video I'm referring to that little, piece of paper, I'm referring to the name card. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this name card as the timestamp. So essentially, what you're going to be doing for this project is designing it. You could almost think of it as like a logo, but just like a really interesting artistic way to write your name with very interesting lettering styles as a way to show me like your artistic ability and maybe show your personality a little bit in the design and way that you choose to draw your name. And what you're going to be doing is I would like this to be drawn on like a 3x5 note card or something of similar size. It can be regular paper, but just something that's like a card, right? So 3x5 is a generic size, but it can be slightly different than that. But just as a starting point, that's what I would kind of go with. Um, so what I recommend you start with is I've got some examples here. So if you click on this link here, these are just a few examples, but this name card doesn't necessarily have to be your full name written out. It could be like your first name with your last initial. It could be just your initials. It could be a nickname, but a way you would identify yourself. And like I said, if you want to have fun with it and really turn it more into like a logo, maybe something you'd use on social media, we can do that. So once again, this project serves two purposes. Is one is to show me your artistic ability, and two, something you're actually going to use to help prove every artwork is your own. So the name card you turn in is really important because I'm going to be expecting to see that name card in the photo of your future projects. Okay. So an example here would be you could take one letter and like really go with it design wise and try to make an interesting drawing from that. This one uses like Zentangle. So if you really like to do Zentangle, you could actually draw like little objects that maybe relate to you. So I want you to really like have fun with this. Show me what your interests are, um, but try to make it look interesting as well. Don't just do like plain manuscript writing. Like try to do bubble letters. And what I would like on the final one is something to be either like fully shaded if it's black and white, or to add some color into it with whatever coloring tools you have at home, or if you need to borrow some from me, color pencils, markers. If you even wanted to paint it, you definitely could do that, right? So these are just some examples. So the idea here, it could be something more like this, where it's like your name, but it's like interesting font and color choice, right? Once again, thinking about what you like. Now, in terms of how do you get ideas for what to do for this, is on the announcements here, I do have some lettering ideas here. So if you go into here and just click the link and open that up, it'll come up. So we'll just take you to a slideshow. But once again, a lot of just different ideas of fonts and things that you could try out for this. And if you've had some of my other classes, you may have seen this before. I typically use this with my portfolio assignment. Um, and you're not limited to what you see here. These are just some ideas, but you're also welcome to go and look up stuff online. Now, one way you can think about it, if you're really not sure where to go with this, you could think of maybe there's a logo or something you really like. Maybe you want to do something in that font. So an example could be maybe you like Monster Energy. So you want to take like that M, like that type of font, and create your own font and write your name like a Monster Energy logo. Could be an example, right? Or maybe you like Nike. Maybe you like maybe there's a musician or a band that uses a certain logo or font. You can really kind of grab it from anywhere, or you could just invent it yourself too and think about your personality and kind of what it looks like. So for this project on the grading for it, I'm really looking for um, just you to show me your current artistic ability. I'm not going to grade you as much on technique, but I am going to grade you on really that you're putting effort into it. So if I see that your name card took you like 5 minutes, like that's probably not going to be meeting expectations. I do really want you thinking about this, okay? So what's going to happen here is if we go back to the instructions here or to my announcement page, basically there's two things you're going to be turning in. One is I want you to do a name card practice sheet. And what I would like on this practice sheet is you to turn in 4 different ideas, our minimum of like 4 to 5 different ideas for fonts that you could use on your name. Now, these don't have to be fully shaded, fully colored. These are just rough sketches where I can tell you're thinking about it and trying things out. You're not just going with the first idea. I want to see kind of 4 to 5 unique ideas. So for this, all you have to do is on just a piece of paper, a plain piece of paper, I don't care what size it is, just maybe divide it into 4 or 5 sections and just try your name out 4 to 5 different ways and show me that you've put some thought into it. Okay. That's going to be due Tuesday. And then by Friday, I would like the final name card done. And so on the final name card, what I would like you to do is if you have note cards at home or if you want to come get one from me in my room in D141, you can. Once again, at any time during the class, if you come to school, you can always come to my room to borrow materials. But if you're 100% completely at home, just do the best with what you have at home. So just once again, just don't use lined notebook paper for anything, right? At least plain colored paper. But if all you have is printer paper, then go ahead and do it on printer paper. Okay. Um, but take a piece of paper and maybe cut it so it's approximately 3 by 5 inches, like just something that's like a card that you can hold. I want you to do your final design. So off of your practice, choose your final or maybe combine ideas, do that final idea on this final name card, and I want this final name card to be like really nice, fully shaded or fully colored, depending on what your choice is. But I want to look like kind of a finished project, but it's just a 3 by 5 note card, so it's small. So that's why there's not much time to do this because I don't think it's going to take you too long. I think you can do something fairly nice. So, I'm giving you what Monday, Tuesday, 2 days to do the practice, which I think is plenty of time. I think most of you could do the practice in one class period. And then the final name card, I'd say 3 whole days is plenty of time to do that, right? And then what you'll do is you'll go when you finish on the practice and the name card, you'll do each one separate. But when you go into an assignment, you'll go into here. It'll take you into the assignment. Now oh shoot, I'm on a teacher view, so you won't really be able to see it. But if you went into this, I guess I could go into student view, you'll see something down here where you can click and attach the image. That's essentially what you'll do is you'll get into the assignment, attach the image, and that's how you turn it in. So just take a picture of it with either your Chromebook or your phone and turn it in. And as a part of this first video here, how to turn in work, I do show you how to use your Chromebook to take a picture in case you don't have your phone or you find it difficult to transfer that over with your phone. Okay. If you at any point are confused about an assignment, please let me know. If you get to the point where it's done and you're really not sure how to turn it in, just email me and let me know. Or you could bring your Chromebook like to my classroom and I could show you what to do. So if you're ever confused, please just reach out for help. And then once again, it's really important that you keep this name card. Do not throw it away. Because what's going to happen is in the future, like let's say you're doing your Zentangle, like we're going to have a Zentangle project coming up, right? When you turn in your final project, I want to see the name card in the photo with the project. That's the way of proving that like this is you holding your actual picture, that you did it, that you didn't just like find it online or something like that, right? So this name card will be your timestamp, and we want to keep that throughout the semester for anything that you turn in. Okay, so have a good week, and then once again, reach out to me if you have any questions.